Today I'm going to be breaking down 3 trophy pushing armies you can use to take down Townhall 9, 10 and 11 bases here at Townhall 9. So here is the first army composition that we are going to be looking at, and this one specifically is for those lower Townhall 9 leagues where you're going to be coming in against other Townhall 9 players. We're going to be using Spam Witches. It's probably one of the easiest strategies to quickly and very efficiently trophy push up to those higher leagues, so let's jump in and we'll break it down. So the first thing we're going to be doing with this particular strategy is identifying a section of the base that we can use that quad quake on. Ideally we're looking to open up that first wall compartment as well, because we don't bring any wall breakers in this particular strategy. If you want to use those earthquake spells slightly deeper to open up the second and core compartments, you can bring 2 to 4 wall breakers, just sacrifice a witch and you can bring in some of those wall breakers. But for me, we only really need to use the earthquake spells to open up that first compartment because we have the Barbarian King and his earthquake boots. However, in this particular one, he really is not playing ball and he ends up walking around the outside of the base. But regardless, if you get enough of your troops through into the core, you should be sitting pretty comfortably. Remember that poison spell is going to come down on those clan castle troops, and your bowlers are going to try and get raged up as they progress through the core of the base. The skeleton spell that we do bring is going to be used to try and tank for enemy heroes or expose. You'll see the king, even though he did walk to the outside of the base, he actually does a really nice job opening up some of those compartments, letting those skeletons, witches and bowlers into them. But this one, honestly, blink and you'll miss it. It's incredibly quick because we have so much spam in there. And then, as if we didn't need any more power, we're going to pop that queen with the magic mirror and giant. Now, I know for a lot of you at Townhall 9, you may not have all of these epic pieces of equipment, but don't worry if you don't. The most important one is probably going to be the earthquake boots on the Barbarian King. For the queen, you can pretty much bring whatever you want. Though the 2 pieces we did bring in this particular attack, the giant, of course, with the action figure, as well as the magic mirror, are definitely the 2 most powerful here at Townhall 9. So progressing through into our Townhall 9v10 attack, we are going to be using Zap Dragons. Now, this of course, as you start to progress up the league, you're going to begin to encounter way more Townhall 10 players. This of course is incredibly effective against Townhall 9, but really does work very well against Townhall 10 as well. Giant arrow on the Archer Queen is a must. We definitely need to bring that, and then of course try to make sure the rest of your equipment is as leveled up as possible. So let's jump in and take a look at this one. So typically when you're coming in against trophy bases here at Townhall 9, it's going to be these kind of really symmetrical style layers you tend to see. There's not going to be too many anti 3-star bases, and this always makes it really nice for bringing that giant arrow in, because like you guys can see here, as long as you can line up 2 of those air defenses, you're going to be looking pretty good. We're also looking to try and take down sweepers if at all possible. Now, when it comes to those air defenses, you'll see, unfortunately, our giant arrow doesn't quite do enough. So we're going to use 1 lightning spell on each of those ones that we did hit, and that should help to take them down. Or we can use the earthquake. You guys will see that also works very effectively. But we want to try and make sure we are dealing with as many of those air defenses as possible. Here come those lightning spells dealing with the remaining ones. Now, for me personally, I would have used those remaining lightning spells on that top air defense, but unfortunately we don't quite get it. So it's 4 of those lightning spells to take down an air defense, I believe, and yeah, we didn't quite manage it. Here we maybe messed up our spells a little bit, but we're going to have the E-Dragon coming in from the opposite side of our queen. That's going to be used to create a bit of a funnel. The minion prince is going to be coming in with the dragons themselves. Now there's a couple of key things you want to make sure you are doing. First of all, do not push into an air sweeper. This is probably the worst thing you could do with this particular attack, and don't worry. Sometimes when we're doing these attacks, you have to make sure you're doing everything like this or doing everything like that, but this one is really easy. You're just going to need to make sure you line up that giant arrow, take down 2 of those air defenses, use the lightning spells on the remaining one. If you don't quite manage to take down the 4th, then just attack directly into it, as long as it's not facing a sweeper. The main issue that we had here is we maybe didn't let our Electro Dragon do enough of a funnel job, so we end up with most of our troops kind of going around the outside of the base. But this is not going to be a 100% success rate. Remember, you are attacking up a town hall. It's never going to be, 100% foolproof. However, it's going to get you some pretty good results. You are going to see plenty of 3 stars with it. For me personally, this I think is the strongest strategy at Town Hall 9, especially with the giant arrow on the queen, and you guys will see those dragons just manage to clutch up and bring in that 3 star. But honestly, against Town Hall 10s, this strategy does work really well. Typically, you can at least hit a high 80-90% 2 star, if not pulling through for that 3 star. However, you're not always just going to find Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s. As you progress up the leagues, if you're consistent enough to take down Town Hall 10s, you are going to start to encounter Town Hall 11s. And this is where things do start to get difficult. Now, honestly, it's pretty much impossible to 3-star a Town Hall 11 as a Town Hall 9, but we're going to do our best to get a nice percent 2-star. So this is the strategy that we're going to be using to bring in that 2-star. Now, the queen is going to be coming in with a bit of a queen charge. She is looking to try and take down the town hall. That is going to be her one main job. We're also, of course, looking for her to try and just take down a couple of key things like enemy clan castle troops, if at all possible, or enemy heroes that may potentially cause us some issues. For the rest of our army, it's going to be kind of a go wipe army. We have golems, P.E.K.K.A.s, wizards and witches in there, and that's going to be used basically. It's a really heavy entry into the base. We're going to rage it up. We're going to get as much value as possible to push that percentage up. So let's take a look at this one in action. So the first thing, like I spoke about, is coming in with that queen charge. Now, unfortunately for us here, we are going to be facing up against a single target inferno. Definitely not an easy thing to try and deal with, and of course we do have that eagle artillery as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to avoid deploying down too many troops to activate that eagle artillery early. We want to make sure we don't deploy down more than 50% of our army or reach the 50% mark in the percentage. But continuing on here, you'll see we've created a nice funnel with a wizard and a baby dragon just to help push that queen in the direction we want her to go, which is of course directly for that town hall itself. Unfortunately, as we're a Town Hall 9 player, we have no help from a siege machine, so we're still going to have to wall break in regularly with those regular wall breaks. Rage up that queen as and when you need to. Do not rage up that queen, for example, right now, because there's no point. She's only getting shot at by 1 X-bow and 1 cannon. She's not taking enough damage to justify a rage spell. However, we're now going to come in towards that single target inferno. Raging up in preparation for that, trying to get as much damage done as possible, and we freeze up the single as well. Now moving on to it, we're going to have to freeze again. Poison spell also going to be coming through, helping us get through those clan castle troops. Remember, your queen's ability, if you have the giant, it is definitely worth bringing it. Unfortunately for us here, we nearly lost the queen, so be careful you don't leave that ability too late. The giant also very effective at getting through those walls, as you guys can see right there, just giving us access in towards that last compartment we need, which is going to be the town hall compartment. Now, for the rest of the attack, we're going to create a little bit of a funnel using a couple of witches over on that left hand side. Then we're going to use the golem, the P.E.K.K.A., our king, and those bowlers from our clan castle to push in to push that percentage up. As soon as you get the 50%, that is your first star, and the town hall is your second star. I am never expecting this strategy to bring in triples, but at most we're looking to try and reach that 50% mark and then push the percent as high as we can possibly get it to maximize our trophy gain. Once you start encountering Town Hall 10s as a Town Hall 9, your trophy pushing is going to be super difficult because you're not going to be gaining any trophies from your defenses. Town Hall 11s will breeze through your base, no problem at all. So your best hope is that you try to get as good a percentage as possible against these bases and hope that some of those higher town halls don't use all their attacks. But there will be a ceiling, so the maximum kind of place that you're able to get to when you're trophy pushing. But hopefully these 3 strategies against Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 10s and Town Hall 11s will help you to get to the highest league possible. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you'd like to see more videos in this style for these lower town halls that are trying to trophy push, definitely let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.